Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon and hello. Thank you for joining me for today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. um, I'm always excited to get on here with you guys to bring you information. Um, I want to give a shout out to those of you who are liking the content. I appreciate it. Listen, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Okay. I'm going to tell you to share. If you can, please share this, to your social media platforms, and all that good stuff. Share it via text. Share it out. If this information, if this channel is helping you, it could potentially help somebody that needs it, right? So, and maybe it's not helping you. Maybe you know this stuff, right? Maybe you're not in the market to buy real estate, or or anything like that. Hey, somebody you know is. So please share it out. Follow that there. If you have not subscribed, please do so, because you want to get up to date on everything that I put out. And yeah, that's the housekeeping stuff. I'll talk about other housekeeping stuff at the end of this. So thank you guys again. It is me, Danielle J. Mitchell, your up and coming queen of real estate. And I'm here for today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. So today I'm going to talk about, it's going to be a short one today, I believe. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 types of housing markets. It's only 3. Okay. It's only 3. We're going to talk about 3 types of housing markets. I wanted to talk about this because a lot of times, I talk to clients, and, like I was just out yesterday showing a client a house, and it was like, hey, a lot of people, especially those who have bought, who currently own. So I'm not talking first time home buyers, typically. In general, it's typically people who already own a home, have owned a home, and maybe, bought not just their home once or twice, but also investment properties or anything of that nature, right? And so a lot of times you can come in the mindset where it's like, hey, maybe the last time I got my house, I was able to, get it for a deal, or I was able to move down the price of the home, or that kind of thing. But we're going to talk about housing markets and why it is critical to know these, the definitions, and know what the current housing market is. Okay. It is so important to understand. And we're going to go through what the markets are and what the general practices of that market is. Okay. I've talked about at length. I always mention that we are currently in a seller's market, right? Right now, it's starting to slow down a bit as far as the seller's market. But nonetheless, we are still in it, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about what that looks like in detail. Okay, so there are 3 types of real estate markets that you can find yourself in locally. What's powerful about the market that we're in right now is that it is happening nationwide. It's not just to one location. There are times where, it may be a certain region, a certain city, a certain neighborhood, a certain state. It's like maybe the hot market area. In this market that we're in, it is happening everywhere. Okay, across the country. All right, so a buyer's market is one type of market. A seller's market is one type of market, and then there is what is called a balanced market. Okay, the exact market you're in should inform you. Okay, should inform you on your approach, right? On your approach to making offers, negotiating, and doing, if you're an investor, doing investment deals. Okay. So, like I said on the onset of this, it is important to know the definitions of this market these markets and staying current on what market we are in, because there it is a way to help you strategize on getting the property, whatever kind of property that is that you want. Okay, so buyer's market. A buyer's market is the one where there are more properties for sale than there are buyers. Okay, so when you're talking about the market, you pretty much want to understand it's all about supply and demand, right? So in this case, in a buyer's market, there is more supply than there is demand. All right. This means that home buyers have the upper hand. That's why it's called a buyer's market. The home buyers have an upper hand and enjoy more choices in properties, as well as more negotiating power when making a purchase. If you're buying a home, this is the ideal market to do it in. Why? In a buyer's market, homes take longer to sell. Okay. Buyers markets have more listings to choose from. Buyers have less competition. Buyers can make lower offers and negotiate more on sell price and closing costs. Sellers have to do more to market their properties, right? To make their property be at the forefront among a whole bunch of inventory. Sellers may need to lower their price points. Okay? So a buyer's market is a market in which the buyer has the power. I got the power, baby. So, in that kind of market, it is ideal to say $250. I don't want to pay that. I'm going to go to $225. Right? And you better take it because you've been sitting on the market for 45 days and I'm sure you want this property to move. You have the power to do that. Right? You have the power to do that. Not only am I going to go down to $225, I'm going to need 4% seller's assist. Thanks. Throw it in there. Right? And this market, it's not a buyer's market. It's not a buyer's market. But I tell my clients, it's not a buyer's market. But if you see a property that's been sitting on the market for 30 days, because it is not a buyer's market, it's the eyeball out, right? And it's been sitting on the market for 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, or longer. And you like this property? Yes, that's the kind of property where you have some wiggle room, right? Where you can go in lower on the purchase price, where you can ask for seller's assist. It's more wiggle room because the seller, of course, wants to move the property, right? They don't want it sitting there, So, back to these 3 types of markets. Second type of market is what I've been talking about, a seller's market. A seller's market is the opposite. Okay. In a seller's market, there are few listings. Okay. There is more demand than there is supply. There are a bajillion buyers. Okay. A bajillion buyers out here. And there is not enough inventory. And the thing about it is, before I continue on, we've been in a seller's market for the past few years, really. It has been low inventory. Last year, and this year included, what was happening is that everybody was buying, like everyone was buying. So, appreciation value, new value on homes was created because the demand was so high and the supply was so low. So when we was like, out here, we're putting in 50 over asking. We're putting in 60 over asking. Just can't find it, right? It is because of that. But the trend has been, we've been in the seller's market for probably over the past 4 years or so, if not 5. So let's continue on. In the seller's market, there are fewer listings than there are buyers, and buyers face stiff competition, as we all know, among themselves. Because of this, they may encounter bidding wars in their home search, which we all heard about, and it might take longer than expected. If you're looking to sell a home, a seller's market is the best time to do it. Come on, where my sellers at? If you know people trying to sell, this is a great time to do it. And especially because the way real estate is trending right now, and because of some, things that are going to be put in place as far as law wise, and some lifts to, certain things, and we're kind of getting back to normal, quote unquote, this is a great time to sell your house to get the top dollar for it, right? In a seller's market, buyers may have a hard time finding a property. Homes sell quickly. Buyers face stiff competition. Sellers can demand higher price points. Sellers can be picky with who buys their home. I put in an offer the other day, actually yesterday morning, and it was a decent property. It wasn't like completely rehab, gutted, older, needed some updating, but it was a type of property that, you can grow into, right? It was 5 offers on that thing. 5 offers. And we lost, okay? 5 offers. And it was not, oh my God, granite, marble. No, it was an older property. Needed a little TLC. In decent condition, nonetheless. But it needed a little help. My client loved it because she saw the potential, right? But we got beat. There was 5 other offers in. Now imagine 5 offers times 5. Imagine 25 offers on something, which has been happening. 30 offers. I was talking to another real estate professional, and he said somebody had 100 and something offers on a property. This is what's happening now, right? And that particular real estate professional is in Georgia. So it's, like I said, it's happening everywhere. The seller's market, what I tell my buyers oftentimes is that you have to be patient. You have to understand what your deal breakers are. You have to put in no remorse offers. Okay. If you were too afraid to go up by $5,000-$10,000, but you could have, you gotta go in aggressively, right? So balance market. Now, in a balanced market, this is the third one and the last one. In a balanced market, buyers and sellers are buyers and sellers are on even ground. The number of homes for sale is on par with the level of demand. Okay. And neither side has the upper hand. Balanced markets tend to last for shorter amount of time than buyers or sellers markets. And they usually occur between the transition from one market to the other. Okay. In a balanced market, the number of homes for sale is in line with the buyer demand. Appraisals are on par with offers. Home prices aren't rising or falling steeply. Neither home buyers nor sellers have much power to negotiate, right? Go in at list price and you pay for the house. Rather than I'm gonna try to get a deal, or rather than saying I need to go $50,000 over asking to try to secure this house. It's more like, okay, list price. It's on par with the market. We're just gonna go in and have a smooth transaction, right? So, again, just to review, buyer's market, in a buyer's market, inventory is low, and a seller's market, inventory is high. In a buyer's market, demand, there are more sellers than buyers. In a seller's market, the demand is more buyers than sellers. In a buyer's market, negotiating power lies with the buyer. In the seller's market, negotiating power lies with the seller. In a buyer's market, competition, okay, you have little buying competition. Seller's market, there is a lot of competition. Buyer's market, the sell speed, okay. In a buyer's market, homes sell slower, okay. Selling your house in the 30 days is like, yes, that's good, right? When it's in a buyer's market. And the seller's market, homes sell faster. This is what we're seeing nowadays. Had it on the market 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It's gone. It came on the market Friday. I wanted to go see a bud date. They canceled. They canceled my showing, and they accepted an offer. Right. That's what a seller's market is, and what we're in right now. Sales, pricing. In a buyer's market, homes sell for less. In a seller's market, homes sell for more. So again, we're in a seller's market. So when you're saying, hey, I just saw my dream home. It came on the market Friday. Okay. And I think I want to go in $10,000 below list price. And today is Sunday. And we just saw it. You think that's good? Is the question you might ask if you're my client. And I'm going to say no. And I might send you this Tuesday tip or two. I'm going to say no. Because it is a seller's market. And again, like I gave an example, if it's a house that's been on the market in this market, in a seller's market, if there is a house sitting on the market 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, then yeah. Because that is the black sheep of the group. Because that is not the trend for most houses nowadays. I do want to add this one caveat. Just because it is a seller's market does not mean that you balloon the list price, because it would still sit on the market, because you're not listing it for the market value, right? You list it right, and then you let the buyers, shoot that price up because of negotiating, because of the competition. That is all for today's and this week's Tuesday Tip or Two. Listen, again, if this information helped you or could potentially help somebody else who is trying to sell, trying to buy, please go to what I want you to do. I want you to like it first. I want you to like it, and I want you to share it, and I want you to comment, and I want you to subscribe. So do that first. And if you want to talk further about this because you want to buy or you want to sell, go to book.djmrealtyco.com. Again, book.djmrealtyco.com. Thank you guys again for joining me. And remember, there's no place like home. There's no place like home buying. And there's no place like home selling. Until next time, you stay safe and stay dry on this rainy Tuesday. Bye-bye.